Hi everyone, and welcome to our first segment of Sports Central. Hank Longo along with Neal, Duncan, and we're off to a running start. It's like taking off out of the blocks in the 100-meter at the Olympics.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like,
of course, the Olympics going on right now. A lot of great sporting events through NBC and all their affiliates, but a lot of great sporting events here in Polk County. And we're getting ready to talk to Dan Laur from the Lakeland Flying Tigers. Of course, all summer long they're right there at Joker March Stadium. Once the big team leaves, we have our single A team playing there. And Dan, welcome to the program.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
And great to have you here. And of course, our first segment is brought to us by Hall Communications, so we want to thank those folks.
And 97 Country is one of those, and I know you got to fill in as have I for Melissa Moran, who's on maternity leave. 97 Country, and do you get there at 6 o'clock to meet Roger?
Thankfully, he lets me come in at 7. I think so. Maybe I shouldn't have told you that.
Yeah, no, because he makes me come in at 6.
Well,
so,
he needed you to prepare.
Yeah, well, it's a good marketing tool to have a great station like that. But you guys have done a lot more with 97 Country and the Hall Communications this year, and really more to promote the Lakeland Flying Tigers in general. What kind of programming do you have going on there?
Absolutely. I mean, they're, like you mentioned, they're definitely a great resource for us and all the stations there at Hall Communications. So we get on there and they kind of help us. They come out to the stadium. They'll do live remotes there. Right. They're really big with our Armed Forces Day that we do. So they come out and they help promote us. We also actually did an event this year called Pack the Park with Kids Pack. It's a local organization that helps feed homeless kids in the community.
Oh,
so they were a huge partner of ours with that. It helped us reach a lot of people and helped bring a lot of awareness to that cause.
That Kids Pack is they were trying to get the Chef Boyardee, a little microwavable bowl, so the kids not only have the food, but it's something that they can cook themselves and
absolutely
and feed the kids. Because I don't remember what the number is, but it's a staggering number of how many kids are going hungry each day in Polk County.
And it's sad.
It's pretty overwhelming. There's several thousands, and they're really getting going. But I think that event definitely helped kind of launch them, get them more recognition and some validity. When you work with a organization like Hall Communications and hopefully with the Tigers that we're helped get them going. And I even camped out. That was the weekend that Tropical Storm Debbie came through. So I was camped out on our berm there in a tent, and it was tough.
But how was that experience?
It was good. The first night it was good. It was windy and it was starting to rain. The next day it was never stopped raining, and the wind started picking up. But
and you're thinking to yourself, what have I got myself into?
Yeah, of all the weekends, that
you've got to be there. You picked this one.
97% of all days in Florida are sunny, and you camped out in the rain.
Yeah, I picked that 3%. But no, it was good. It was a learning experience for myself too. I ate what these kids eat over the weekends, and it's the Chef Boyardees, the crackers, and the applesauce, and it just kind of shows you what these kids go through. But they're doing a great thing out there, and they're targeting these kids, and they don't know who the kids are. They just go to the schools and find out who needs it, and they, provide this food to them. So it's great. So
well, obviously the Tigers have been great community partners for a long time. The Major League team has been in Lakeland 76 years in spring training, and then of course the Lakeland Flying Tigers. There was a brand change. It wasn't just the Lakeland Tigers. A brand change, probably 6-7 years ago, maybe 4 or 5 years ago. Yeah. So but the Lakeland Flying Tigers with the big history there at Tiger Town. Tell us a little bit of what some of the programming you guys, because it is very affordable family fun that you guys have there with the Lakeland Flying Tigers. Tell us a little bit about that.
Absolutely. We try to target everybody and anybody in the area. So our mission has always been to try to get every person in Polk County to come to one game. We feel that with what we're providing, in the course of entertainment, it's open for everybody. So Monday nights this year we started doing dollar days, so dollar tickets, dollar hot dogs, dollar dollar popcorn, peanuts, and it's always free parking. So we feel that with different promotions like that, with the food and the tickets, we can try to get everybody. And we do the Wednesday all you can eats, and Fridays we do giveaway items for kids. And
now, don't you still do the fireworks?
Yep, we do fireworks on Saturdays.
Saturday night, yeah.
So if we're paying $6 for what could be 3 hours of entertainment and fireworks and the promotions going on or the giveaways and the food and everything's so reasonable that we just try to put something together.
It's a fun family event, and it's an affordable fun family event, and if you love baseball, you're getting to watch some of the best young athletes that there are.
Yeah.
I mean, these are the kids that we get to watch play here during the summer. Then the next thing you know, they're going up to the majors, and
and the Tigers have historically done that's what they've done. A lot of the players have played in Lakeland. And made that jump. Verlander was here for a season, and there's
Rick Porcello was here.
Exactly.
And, you have a lot of those guys. And this year we had our top draft pick from a couple years ago, Nick Castellanos, who was in the Futures game this summer and was the MVP. And so he's getting moved up. And we have a closer, Bruce Rondon, who throws 103. So he wasn't here very long, but yeah, exactly. You get to come out there and see the futures of Detroit, players. So it's really cool for our fans to get to know them on that personal level. Because down here, I mean, these are young kids. These are 18, 19, 20-year-old kids who
living the dream.
Yeah, exactly. And they get to know our fans really well. They're always there to sign autographs and talk to you. So
and they're really good about that. Is the intermingling with the fans and and taking the time to sign autographs and show that they appreciate all the folks' support.
Well, in the connection, we talk about the team, 76 years. If you're younger than 76, you've never known, if you're a Tigers fan, you've never known anywhere else but Lakeland for spring training. And, Al Kaline has lived down here. Verlander has a place down here. A number of them actually live here on the off season because there's such a connection. They love the area. Before we get to one of your special events that's coming up, tell us a little bit about what you guys are doing during your in-game promotions, because you talked about $6. Okay, you can't go to a movie for that. You can't, get the kid off the couch from playing the Xbox. I don't know if you just saw the story. A 15-year-old just had to go to the hospital and almost lost his life because he played his Xbox game for 4 straight days and almost was dehydrated to the point. So get them out, get them involved in sporting activities. What are some of the in-the-game fun promotions you guys do?
We do a lot of things with the kids. So we'll take them down on the field. We do like the Dizzy Bat Race. So we make them spin around on the bat and run to the end. We'll bring a kid out to race our mascot on the field. We do a lot of those fun things that get the kids involved. Like you said, getting them out, getting them on the field. We incorporate the fans, the adult fans as well. And, we're tossing things into the stands. We're doing the YMCA's, the Take Me Out to the Ball game. We incorporate music into our games, obviously, in our mascot. So, if we do a special night, we did an 80s night. We play a lot of 80s music. We do, Armed Forces, we play a lot of military appreciation type music. So we try to incorporate everything, and we always say there at our office that the game gets in our way. Yeah. Because we're doing so much stuff that we're trying to fit so many things in there that the game kind of it's too much sometimes. We're trying to do things in between the innings, and we have about a minute and a half before the players start playing again. So it
has to be quick. It has to be organized to begin with, very organized, and just boom. When the players leave the field, it's got to happen, and then they got to be right back out of there again.
Yeah, I'm sure the players look at us sometimes like, what are we doing? But we're putting on a show. It really is. It's from start to finish.
It's entertainment.
When you walk in the gates, there's balloon artists and face painters and music sometimes. We're doing all-you-can-eat nights or wing competitions, chili competitions, and a lot of those things that we have done are with local nonprofit organizations.
And it gives a reason for people to come out there. I mean, you can only watch so much baseball, and the people that are the real fans will come out there and watch baseball. But it's getting the other people to get experienced to come watch the game and see how enjoyable it is, and these other things that you do make it, a fun event for them to come to just for the event itself, and then they can experience what a great team that they've got and what great baseball they play.
Absolutely, and and that's the thing. We try to reach everybody. So, we have upcoming our big art night. So now we're trying to tap into people that maybe aren't baseball fans or sports fans, but hey, we're doing something to benefit, your cause and what you do, what you take serious. So, working with the Boy Scout groups, the Girl Scout groups, targeting local schools, doing our education days. So we're bringing the youth out every year through our local foundation. We're bringing out third graders every year for free. To 2 games, they get to experience all this that they get to come out to the ball game. So we're definitely trying our best to get out there and reach everybody we can.
So August 18th is going to be the special event that you just alluded to. We can of course see the jersey hanging over your shoulder there. First of all, tell us who designed the jersey. I'm assuming the team's going to be wearing the jersey during the event.
Yes,
tell us about August 18th, what that's going to be.
Okay, so August 18th, this jersey over my left shoulder here was designed by Michelle Phillips. She's a local artist in the area. And we had several people that entered their drawings. It was drawings, some was photography. There's a lot of different ways, to make art. And so what we did was we went out, hand-selected a handful of them. We brought them to a couple of our games over the course of a week. We let our fans vote on which art they liked the best. So there was several for them to choose from. This one's the dragonfly. So this is what they chose, and we sent it into our group that designs our jerseys, and this is what they came out with. So we think it's pretty cool. It's first time for them designing something like that. It's first time for us to do anything like this. But what we're going to be doing is we partner with the Polk Arts Alliance. So we're going to be doing a whole night geared towards the arts. So the museums, artists, photography, theater, music, anything and everything that encompasses arts.
That's great.
Yeah, of course. We know the connection there. Of course, Polk County is so rich and diverse in arts and culture, and of course on the sports side, of course us being sports and tourism and sports, the great connection there. So we applaud your efforts here, and but again, it's about getting a different group into the ballpark.
More exposure to what's going on there, and it also gives people that are coming to the game exposure to the arts. So it's a win-win for everybody.
Absolutely, and again, it'll be another full-fledged effort when you come into the games. We're going to have the Florida Brass there playing music on the concourse throughout the game. They're going to be doing our national anthem. We'll have art exhibitors there in the concourse who will have some local artists stuff on display there. So you'll get to kind of see what Polk County has to offer in terms of arts and everything. Like I said, whether it's theater or just local exhibits that you may not even know, so that we can, showcase some of these great artists that are here in our backyard that are doing some great causes. So, but the game's at 6 o'clock on that Saturday. The gates open at 5 o'clock. And then you can come out, see all these great artists on display. Our players will be wearing these jerseys. I'm sure they probably won't be too happy when I show them what they're going to be wearing on the field. But of course, we tell them what the cause is for, and they get it, and they have fun with it. So they'll be out there, and people will get to buy these jerseys for $75, and basically they get to come onto the field after the game, pick whichever player they want, take it right off their back, get it signed, take a picture with them.
Oh, wow.
So it's great. So, and all that money goes right back to the Polk Arts Alliance. So it goes right back in the community, 100% of it.
And this is a new venture for you guys, but this concept's not new. And I was able to attend one of the education days. My son was a third grader at Bartow Elementary Academy here in Bartow, and went to the education day, and my goodness, that is organized chaos, because I think there was like 2,000 third graders and chaperones there, and you could see the excitement on the team, because of course they do it during the day so the kids can be there during the school time, and these kids are going nuts. Let's go Tiger! I mean, just having a ball. You can see the team kind of get pumped up, and my son actually was selected to be one of the ones that got to introduce the players as they came up to bat.
Oh, wow.
So tell a little bit about the education days and how someone watching the program maybe can get their school involved in that, because it's a great program.
Absolutely. So like you mentioned, during the year we have 2 education days that what we do is through our Detroit Tigers Foundation of Florida, we bring out all the third graders in the area. They don't have to pay for their ticket. We cover their ticket, and then we feed them. So we give them a hot dog, usually it's water, but we feed them, and then we incorporate them in everything that we do. So like you mentioned, we get them up there to announce the players when they come to bat. They're on the field doing the promotions. They're racing the mascot. So we involve them. what we also do from an educational piece is all the teachers get information so that they can educate them, and they can incorporate, how far is it from home plate to first base, the average speed, how to keep score, a lot of those fundamentals that they can incorporate in a lesson. And then we give them a packet with all sorts of information on how to keep score and all the positions. And so it's, there's a big educational piece behind it. And like you said, I mean, it's loud and it can be chaotic, but it's fun. It's, we do them at 10 o'clock in the morning, so it's early and it's not as hot, and these kids are having a fun time, but they get to learn a lot. And for a lot of them, as we've seen over the years, some of them, it's their first time to a ballpark.
Right.
It's their first time experiencing baseball. So
and that's a neat experience all in itself.
Yeah.
That's the kind of thing that they'll remember for a lifetime. Every time they think of baseball, they'll kind of remember. I can remember the first time I went to a game, at Joker Marchant Stadium and saw the Flying Tigers.
Of course, I remember I got there and I was talking to Florida Director of Operations, Ron Myers, and I've never seen Ron as nervous before. And I said, man, this place is packed. What are you so nervous? He said, that's what I'm nervous about. I got 2003 or third graders not paying attention to foul balls.
Yeah.
And I was like, I didn't think of it that way.
Yeah.
But neat experience. And how much season's left? How many?
We've got 13 more games left.
Okay.
So we start back up next Tuesday with a game against the Daytona Cubs, and we wrap up September 2nd with our last game. So we're, I think, 3 games out now of first place in our division. So we're, also on that side of it, baseball side, we're also fighting for the postseason. But that's
now real quick. You got the Corvette Club coming as well. We can kind of spend a couple quick minutes here talking about that.
Absolutely. So, with addition to the arts night that's going on, we're also we partner with the Lakeland Corvette Club, who's a local car club. They just are in it to have fun. It's a passion with them and their cars. So we partner with them to put on a car show. We've tried in the past, and I think this one we've really grabbed a hold of it, and it's going to be a lot of fun. So starting at 10 o'clock on the 18th, those that have registered can come out, start lining their cars up. We're actually going to be doing it right in the soccer fields that are located right next to Joker Marchant Stadium there. So they'll bring in their cars, line them up.
Is that out of the foul ball zone?
Yeah,
Is that
yeah, exactly. We would have done it down the side of the stadium, but I warned them. I said, you know what?
Yeah, it's like watching that commercial during the Olympics where they're all teeing off, from this big golf pavilion, and the cars getting hammered with golf balls.
Yeah. So
in the soccer field.
Yep. So they'll be out there. Starts at noon. Really is when we kind of get things going. But we're going to have concessions out there, so there'll be food and drinks. We've got DJ Mini C is going to be out there doing some music, so a lot of the music from 50s and 60s will be going on, but it's just going to be a fun atmosphere. It gives people, again, something to do, get out of the house, you come, you don't even have to pay to come. If you want to enter your car, it's $15. Right. You get a ticket to the game, you're going to get a t-shirt, we're giving away 30 trophies, so it's going to be a lot of fun. You come out, just doesn't matter what your car is, it doesn't have to be a Chevy, it can be a Ford, it can be anything you want, but come out, showcase your car, and just have some fun. But you get to, after that winds down about 4 or 5 o'clock, then you slide 100 feet over and you're at a baseball game.
At a baseball game.
So it'll be a lot of fun.
Thank you so much for coming in. We got to go to break here, but wanted to, what's the website? How can people get more information about the Lakeland Flying Tigers and maybe look at that schedule that's remaining?
Absolutely. It's lakelandflyingtigers.com. You can go on there, visit our promotional calendar, and see what remaining games we have upcoming. You can follow us on Facebook or Twitter and see all the fun, great events we have upcoming.
Of course, you can always check out that through centralfloridasports.com. We have a direct link to the Lakeland Flying Tigers. Dan, thanks so much for coming, and good luck on your special promotion.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, we have to get out there, Dan. Thanks. Well, we're going to go from baseball to basketball with the Source Sports Basketball Camp. A nice segment. Check this out, and Hank and Neal will be back with you right after this.
This is a venture between Source Sports Academy Rock Ministries and Warner University. It's a great opportunity. It's an exposure event for a postgraduate program that's our 18 and up. It's a good opportunity for a lot of guys that are advancing toward college and prospective pros to get an opportunity to work out against other guys that are like-minded that are part of our program, spirit, soul, and body development.
There's an exposure camp going on, helping us players, athletes amongst the world to come on down here to this camp.
Flew down here from Chicago to play, I guess, a little pickup and get a couple of open runs with local people.
We have kids from the age of 7 to 17 that we pretty much train them, show them, the basics as they grow up. Value of virtually life and value of sports, so which is a great opportunity for them as they go on and through high school and get ready to pass that on to their high school days and on into college.
Out there I made first team, fresh out of Canada in the NBA draft, went undrafted. But it was a good experience though. I met a lot of people.
Played at the Division II level NCAA and the Division III level. And I've been preseason first team All-American 2 years, and I've been the player of the year in both conferences I played in.
In the 8th grade, playing in middle school, JV, and it just escalated from then on. Played in high school, AAU. I was nominated for the King Kamahama Classic in Hawaii. I was an elite 80 showcase, ranked 22 in the nation. Went to the Nationals, was ranked 5th. So basketball is my life, it's my passion. It wasn't all that easy for me getting to where I'm at right now. And my next goal, my passion is just to get to the next level, go professionally with God's help. Keep them first and give back to the community, give back to the children what I didn't have. Make it easier for them instead of coming up the hard way like I did.
Sports service young people here in the county as well as people who are outside of the county. I bring in, for instance, young men who are inspired to go to the professional levels, and also we train them along the way as well.
Coming to Source Sports was more on they give players opportunities that some other agencies won't because they went to low, mid-major schools, but yet we can still compete with those guys, but we don't get the opportunities because of the schools we went to. So.
Sports does a lot that people don't see. They do a lot of outreach, and they definitely give people the opportunity that bigger agencies don't, and they work with small schools and large and just give everybody the opportunity to show their talents.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our second segment of Sports Central. Hank Longo along with Neal Duncan.
Yes,
and what a fun show so far. And this is going to be an interesting segment because we have our communications specialist with Polk County Tourism and Sports Marketing, Mr. Al Snow, joining us. And Al, great having you on the show.
Well, I do want to mention, since you yelled at me before the segment, to remember the Bright House is
sponsor.
The sponsor. And then you went right into the segment, so you're throwing me off, Hank. But Bright House Networks are our sponsor, and we appreciate them. Now, Al, you can talk.
Al, you can talk. We're live. Hey, it's Friday. It's a
You've never had such a great intro, have you?
No, definitely, and glad to be here for the first time since I joined.
Really,
the team
this is the first time on the TV
show?
Since I joined the team, yeah.
How have you eluded this opportunity so far?
Turn my lights off on Friday afternoon and
Friday
hide under my desk.
You're out of there.
Exactly.
Right. Well, tell us a little bit about what's going on the PR side of things.
Well, right now we've just gotten a little bit of a coup. We just landed the 2013 Bike Florida Spring Bike Tour. In its 19-year history, we've never hosted it in Central Florida, and working with our friends at Florida Bicycle Association and Bike Florida, we're hosting the tour next year, so we're looking forward to that.
And that's somewhat surprising with all the trails and the county commission and the county has put so much into really biking infrastructure here in Polk County, because a lot of roadways or farm or rails to trails are connected. How are we able to get that, and then what does that mean for Polk County?
Well, I think we are kind of finally being recognized as a place for bicyclists to come and enjoy. We're a little unique in Florida with all the hills that we have, so it's a surprise that we haven't been found before. But working with the folks from Bike Florida, they just really feel it's something different. They've done a lot of tours before up in the Panhandle, incorporated a lot of the beaches and those type of destinations, and they're really kind of focusing on getting back to natural Florida and the citrus groves and Bach Tower Gardens and a lot of what we're going to have to offer next spring. So really kind of a departure from what they've done in the past.
And where will the tour be? Where will they exactly be cycling as they're doing
this? They're going to cover almost 700 miles while they're here.
Oh my gosh. And how long are they here for to do that?
They'll be here for an entire week. They'll be here for, the tour is 7 days. They're going to spend the first 3 days in the Lakeland area. They'll do basically 3 routes per day. You can choose from a 20 mile, a 40 mile, and they'll do a few century rides while they're here. So the first 3 days, the rides will be in and around Lakeland, going to Bartow, heading down south towards Frostproof and some of the outlying areas in the county. Then they take 2 days to go up to Lake County. They'll spend 2 days in Claremont, and then the tour will wrap up with 2 days in Lake Wells. So they're going to do, Bach Tower. They're going to do some of the areas around Haines City. They hope to do the Ironman route as one of their rides. So it's not a speed tour like you may see the Tour de France or things like that. It's an actual tour where they're staying in local hotels or camping locally, going to the local attractions and spending their money in the local communities.
Well, yeah, and I think that's important to note, because as we continue, sports marketing has been going on for over 20 years now, and this is another one of those diversifying our portfolio. It's not an event that is taking place on a grass field or inside a gymnasium type of thing. It's a different type of economic impact because they're using the natural resources, they're using the roadways. That's important because you can only have so many baseball or softball events, right?
Yeah, really it's something, like you said, kind of outside the box. We really haven't done, we haven't won this tour in the past or haven't done anything like this in the past. So it offers, going out there to find some other maybe bicycle events or tours like this. Getting into it ourselves, never even realized there's an entire tour throughout the United States where they'll go to Tour Michigan one week, they'll go to Virginia the next week, and this tour basically kind of travels around the country. So it gives us a little credibility and the ability to maybe get some more of these tours here and maybe set up something more permanent.
Now, when you say they come and they tour and they go from state to state, that's pretty fascinating in itself, just because of the expense involved that they do, and especially if they're doing them for a week, and maybe not all the tours are quite that long. But is it broken down to where you have people that are doing this riding? You've got like the A-team riders that are really good, and then you've got riders that aren't quite that caliber, and some that just take their time doing the tour?
Yeah, what they do is some of the longer, like the century rides and those type of things, you'll have people that are more interested in kind of seeing how fast they can complete the tour. But a lot of it's focused, I mean, a lot of the people that do the tour are former educators or educators, and their goal is to learn about the area that they're touring in. So some of those 20-mile and 40-mile rides that they'll do each day are purposely routed through, whether it's arts attractions or, like I said, Bach Tower Gardens or some of those, Fantasy of Flight. They'll route them so that they have time during the day to go to those attractions.
They can stop
they can stop. I mean, they're not, basically they leave their site in the morning at 8 o'clock. They're not really due back to 5, 6 o'clock at night, so they can really kind of plan what they're going to do.
Very cool.
A lot of times what will happen is at the end of the tour, there's places they didn't get to spend enough time in. The tour purposely ends on a Friday to give them Saturday and Sunday to actually go back to some of those places they want to spend more time at. And again, pump additional money into the economy and visit some of those places they just saw with it while they were riding by.
So it's an experiential type ride. It's not necessarily competitive. They're going to be, it's not from A to B, they're going to be stopping along the way, and so the economic impact is like a normal leisure traveler, right?
Yeah, I mean, they're encouraged to stop at the attractions. One of the big things that we're working with Bike Florida to set up is a lot of the chambers of commerce, like the Lakeland Chamber of Commerce, working with the restaurants and retail shops on the route to basically welcome these bicyclists and set up programs where they can go in, buy anything within the store that they want, and have it shipped home and not have to worry about how they're going to get it back on a bicycle. So a lot of it is, the credit to Bike Florida is that they are really focused on the local communities, the local retailers, the local restaurants will, feed everybody throughout the week. So that's really the focus, and those bicyclists take advantage of that.
That's great. It'd be a kind of a neat experience, especially for these people that are camping out. I mean, you can just kind of get away from it all. If you're staying in one of the parks around here where you can camp, and it'd be a very unique educational experience, along with just kind of more of a nature bike ride than just doing the run and you're done and you go home, which you really get to even experience more of what we have to offer around here.
I would think that the social media aspect of things, because these are going to be people that are in an organized ride, but they're going to be, Facebook, Twitter, everything has changed really how people read or find out about other locations. So I've got to think that that's going to be a big part of this event.
Well, that and the fact that, I mean, we're expecting between 700 and 1,000 people participating in this. So it is almost a moving city.
Yeah.
The people come from throughout the basically eastern United States and Canada. May get some people from a little bit further west, but once they go, their experience while they're here, so whether they're using Twitter or Facebook and kind of reliving their rides through their social media, but also the impact of when they go back home. That's a lot of people telling the story of Polk County when they go back home, and with the hope of driving additional people.
Well, even Foursquare. I mean, they're going along the route, because you're saying they're going into multiple places, checking into Foursquare. People who are looking at that are saying, "Oh, I wonder where that is." Or the publicity just continues to roll on with this type of event. So fantastic.
It's gonna be a great impact. We'll keep our fingers crossed for some good weather. It's the end of March next year. I mean, they can hit some spring training games while they're at it. I mean, there's a lot of things they can do, and I think everybody will kind of welcome them with open arms and really make it something that will pay dividends, on down the road.
Well, I was talking about the social media aspect of things. Tell us about the blogs that we have and the Twitter accounts, because I know even our Sports Central show on WLKF each week, there's 2 trivia questions. We now actually tweet a hint to one of the questions for the answer. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's something we came up with just to kind of give everybody a little heads up about what's going on Sports Central and giving them a kind of inside track. So at Central FL Sports and at visit fl.centralfl our Twitter handles, and you can follow either of those to find out not only what's going on in Sports Central, but everything that's going on in the community. We regularly update a lot of our events, as well as anything that may be coming up over the course of the weekend, special events. That's a good way to follow us while you're on your mobile phone and wanting to know what's going on.
Let's also talk a little bit about the websites, because I know there's all kinds of great content on the websites. There's things called ebooks. I didn't even know what an ebook was. What is an ebook?
Basically, an ebook is we take a topic such as golf and expand on just basic listings of a golf course and what they have to offer. So we'll tell a little bit about maybe a story, or our last travel and destinations piece that was in the Ledger that we're kind of building an ebook on was basically a tour around Polk County and some of the definite must-see golf courses that you have to play. Gets a little bit more in depth about what you have to offer and what you can expect when you go to the golf course. So we do those for a lot of different topics throughout the year. We'll do one for outdoors and nature. We'll do one for cycling, and it gives you a little bit better picture than just a listing and an address and a website.
All right. Well, Al, always a book of information.
Yeah, and it's
not an ebook, but a real book.
Well, maybe next time.
Maybe next time you can just.
We'll get even further into the social media.
Maybe we can Skype you into the show.
It sounds like a great event and just another way of reaching out to get a different clientele here to the county and get to see all the great stuff we have to offer, especially being outside, being in the parks, and the great trails we've got. Well, folks, that wraps up our segment with Al, and we're going to go now to another fun segment, the Bryan Store Memorial Race. And you should enjoy this. And after this segment, Hank and Neal will be back with you. Check this out.
My best friend Bryan's story passed away, and the family wanted to do a memorial race for him. He won a lot of races here at this track at Auburndale. He's track champion and stuff. So what better place to have a memorial race here than somewhere we won a lot of races.
I race at this racetrack once a month. I race all over the state, anywhere from Inverness to DeSoto, and just here basically where I stay. And I'm just racing the super late models for this at the moment. It's an adrenaline rush. It's something you can't even explain. I love to fight. I love racing here at Auburndale Speedway. I'd like to thank my sponsors, Regal Automotive Group, Regal Kia.
They're getting ready for qualifying, doing a scuff session, then we'll have qualifying, and then we'll have a 115-lap super late model race in Bryan's memory.
My brother-in-law passed away back in February, so we're just doing a race honoring him. I've been racing since 2003, been racing super late models since 06, 10 late model features or whatever. Haven't got a track championship yet, but that's what we're looking for. I live in Bartow and born and raised in Winter Haven. I've raced here since the beginning of my career. My family's raced here since back in the 60s. Real familiar with this place, and glad we can have a good event like this here.
We have 22 cars here right now. We can handle 24. We got 15 of the best late models in the state of Florida here. The grandstands probably have 3,000 or 4,000 people, be jam-packed. It's a really special race. We're paying $4,000 to win, $600 to start, and that don't happen that much around here in Florida no more. So we've really got a really good purse, a lot of good sponsors. Regal Automotive Group has stepped up and helped out. The car store out of Sefner's helped out. Just a lot of companies have come forward and made this a really good race.
For those who don't know about racing, our cars, we're going to go anywhere on the quarter mile, anywhere from I'd say 100 miles an hour to maybe 110 at our fastest, average about 95 on the little track, and that's very fast on this little track for no banking.
This is good field. You got a lot of veterans. It's probably about 50-50 on the veterans and on the young guys. Just some really good racers. This track's a quarter mile. It's really short. It's a bull ring. It's going to be tight. There'll be some beating and banging, but it's going to be probably one of the best late model races of the year.
Three skills, I'd say definitely mental. Use your head. Don't try to win the race on the first lap.
The biggest thing in racing is obviously surrounding yourself with good people that can build your cars and help you with setups.
Consistency, that's a huge thing in racing, to be consistent.
But as far as, driving the car, a lot of it's just hand-eye coordination, on and off the gas, turn the steering wheel. Anybody that's good in baseball, football, real athletic, once they get involved in racing, they pretty well catch on quick. Just a lot of hand-eye coordination.
And basically, you got to be a driver, man. Just be up on the wheel.
It's a huge impact for Polk County. This racetrack's been here forever, just trying to survive week in and week out. It's a great family entertainment. You can't go nowhere else and see good racing like you see here for the money you spend. I mean, for a family of 4, it's $30 to come out. You just can't beat that.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our third segment of Sports Central. Hank Longo along with Neal, Duncan, and great show so far, and we got some more great guests.
No, we take a lot of abuse when we're off camera, but we maintain. This segment brought to you by the Parkview Hotel, formerly the Best Western Parkview Hotel, of course, right across the street there from Lakeland, Florida, Florida's newest theme park.
Great attraction.
Absolutely.
We've got great ticket prices at Outpost 27 if you want to go, so stop by and see us.
That's a shameless self-plug.
Well, I had to get it in there so the folks know. But hey, soccer has been huge at the Olympics this year, and the women nailing down another goal. What an exciting match for them. And we have some special guests from Weber International University, Jami Hagy, the women's head soccer coach, and Kelsey Coty, junior midfielder playing for the team as well at Weber International, and welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having us.
So it's been a little fun for you watching all this Olympic competition going on.
What was the most surprising thing about the Olympics? Because it was a little bit closer than people thought, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. I thought that, personally, Japan was dominating a lot of the game, but we capitalized on all the opportunities that we had. So.
Right. Like any good team's going to do.
Of course,
that's a good answer from your player, right? Yeah. You want to hear that as a coach.
She's trained well.
There you go. There you go. Going to be a junior, been in the program.
Yep.
What are some of the things that you guys are going to be able to do this year? Of course, only losing 4 seniors from last year's team. Had a pretty good year. What are the expectations this year?
This year we have pretty high expectations. I brought in 8 junior college kids, 2 freshmen. We've really been able to build because the 4 girls that we lost were our first recruiting class, so we're actually going to be able to build on top of the talent that we already have. So it's going to be a good year for us.
And the school seems to be doing a lot of fantastic things and providing the athletic department and the resources. How have you seen that change here in the last few years?
It's changed a lot. I went to school there back in 02 to 06, and it's changed a lot. I mean, our athletic department right now is it's the funnest atmosphere I've worked with, and strength and conditioning has really taken off. Our football program's really doing well, so it should be a pretty good year in our athletic department. So.
Well, I think in soccer, the strength and conditioning is really important. I mean, when you watch the game, it's the one sport where these players are out on the field the whole time running up and down, and that's probably one of the biggest things you've got to work on is that conditioning, so that you're not starting off in the first few minutes really running and you got the guns, and then as you get playing you start to slow down more and more, because you've got to be able to go pretty much full speed throughout the whole game.
Yep, it's the endurance it definitely helps with. Our program has really bought into the strength and conditioning. We're in Babson Park, and we had about 15 girls there over summer still training in our gym, and obviously I wasn't there with them, but they were all coming in when they could, not working, and they've really bought into our strength program. I think Kelsey will agree. So
it's huge really with good. Preventing injuries too, because girls soccer is more prone to knee injuries and everything, and getting like stronger in the gym, it helps a lot with that because we've had a lot of knee injuries. So we're hoping to prevent those.
Well, even though the water polo in the Olympics, I've learned more about that than I think a lot of us have, and that's with the underwater camera. It's pretty violent. But also watching the soccer, it's a contact sport.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit about that and what are some of the exercises you do to combat those potential injuries.
We do a lot of, it's more lower body than it is upper body because you have to be able to stay stable from the waist down to be able to shield off the players and everything, but we do our fair share of upper body as well. And we do a lot of squats, and we'll do beach training to like be able to stop and go quicker, and because you don't want to overcommit and then end up twisting a certain way.
What's the average minutes that one of your players is on the field during a game? I mean, I know some are going to be on the field more than others, but tell us, because it's basically running around all the time.
There's some rules with that too, isn't there, about when you take a player off the field that...
Yeah, first half if you start, if you come off, you cannot go back in. So you can cross the line once within that game. So if you're in as a starter, you're expected to at least, last as long as you can, about 25 minutes. So if you're starting, I'm wanting you in for a long time. If you're not performing, we try another person and you're done for the half. So second half, you're allowed to come in and go back in, or come out and go back in.
So it's unlimited substitution if you
only
want.
Two. You can cross the line twice.
Oh, okay.
So you'll get a second chance, get a little breather, and it's kind of good for second half. But first half, you gotta be like, if you're done, you're out. So it's
Does that include an injury as well? So if you come off for an injury, you're done for the half?
If you come off and then you sub a player in for them, they're done. If you take a player off because, say, they have a bloody nose or something, and you don't put a player in for them, then you can stick them back in.
Gotcha.
So.
Now let's talk about the strategy of the game, because I've never really played soccer, but you're like a lot of us, as you're getting to watch more and more soccer and realizing what a popular sport it is, and how many kids are playing these days, and how popular it is with the young kids. I know more young kids that are out playing soccer, which is great, but to get to really understand the game, like when you're playing, you watch and you see everybody running down the field and kicking and trying to juke the guy and get set up. Can you actually set up a play? Are there actually standard plays that you try to set up, or is it kind of hard to do that?
You can try. You can do set plays. Say if you have a free kick, you can do a set play on that, or a corner kick or a goal kick, but relatively it's not it's not set. Everything
organized chaos.
Yeah,
is that?
It is. I mean, you have your set positions and you go relatively where you should be, but other than that,
you just got to play with the way the motion's going.
Yeah,
you just have to be able to go with the flow where the ball's going, and
it's more of like a team tactic. Like you develop goals for your team during the half, and we're a possession team, so we try to hold on to the ball for a while, because the more possession you have, like you guys may have seen in the Olympics, the more tired the other team is getting, and then you get the opportunity to score, and you try to do that, go forward when you can.
Yeah,
so
you seem to exert more energy on defense than you do on offense, because you don't know what the other person is going to do. Hank alluded to it a little bit, and we've talked about this before. Of course, we were instrumental in recruiting the Florida Youth Soccer Association to Lake Myrtle, and basically making Polk County the epicenter of youth soccer in the state of Florida. But we've known for a long time, and you guys being in the sport, that everywhere else in the world cared about soccer except for the U.S., and that has changed in the last few years, maybe even the last decade. What are you guys doing as a university or as a team to embrace youth soccer locally, or to help keep that awareness or help that excitement keep going? What are you guys doing as a team?
We currently help a couple of the Winter Haven Kicks team. Steve Warner, who coaches a U15 competitive team over there. We've actually been with them since they were U12s, and we'll have them over and have them do practice, or a bunch of us will go over and help them at practice. My assistant was doing sessions with them every practice last fall. So it's been good. We've been doing that a lot. Also, I'm trying to work with a couple other club teams, maybe getting them to come and be ball girls for our game days and stuff, so we can, you know, have the community a little more and get our awareness
engaged
out
in what you guys are doing. Yeah,
exactly. We worked with Florida Youth Soccer as well. Our girls have done field marshaling out there at the fields for them for State Cup and stuff. So we're doing stuff like that to get our name out there and help, you know, the excitement get behind soccer.
So let's talk about your year coming up. I mean, your season's just going to get going here pretty soon. And who's your first opponent of the year?
Barry University.
Yeah.
They're D2.
Yep. They're Division II. It'll be an exhibition game down August 24th.
Now that's there, but your home opener is the 29th against St. Leo.
Yeah.
Or excuse me, the 3rd.
Yep.
The 3rd, okay. And talk about a mission. What can they expect if they make the drive down there or they're in the area? What can they expect when they come out to a Weber soccer game?
Our home opener against St. Leo is going to be a great game. Jed, their coach, he actually attended Weber, so it's always a pretty good
grudge match.
Grudge match. And our team being NAI, we always like the match against the Division II schools, and it gives us something to really work for and accomplish. So. It's been close the past couple years, and our team this year, we have a lot of excitement. If you enjoy the game of soccer, it's going to be a great team to watch this year.
Any bold predictions? I know coaches don't like to do that.
That's why you asked that question.
That's why I asked.
You know,
predictions, no. Goals, yes. We're trying to hopefully get to the conference finals this year. That's a realistic, great goal for us to have, and I really feel like everybody's on board.
Maybe we can have Kelsey, put Hank in the goal and have Kelsey take him on there.
Yeah, that sounds like fun to me.
I'm ready.
I'm ready.
Oh, Jesus,
I have no idea what I'm doing, but I'm ready.
I think we might have to do that. We might have to do that.
Do an indoor session.
Yeah, I'd like that. You know?
Of course, we might
probably
might have to sign a waiver for you.
She probably won't try to score. She'll try to just pick me off every time. Well, watch me. I get him right there, and I get him. Watch me go. I'm going to beam this one off his head. Watch this one. This will be
Well, thank
fun.
you for stopping by. We certainly appreciate it, and good luck with the upcoming season. Is there a website that they can go to, or how they can get more information about the season or the schedule?
Yes, our current schedule is at weberathletics.com, and you can go on there and get like the football schedule or anything. So.
Okay. Well, thanks for stopping by.
Hey, thanks for joining us, and good luck, and go get him. I hope you get a good kick out of this season.
Wow.
Hey, moving right along. We have a great segment coming up with our local update with Jessica Roberts. So check this out, and Hank and Neal will be back with you after this segment.
Welcome to Local Update. I'm Jessica Roberts, here to tell you about some great upcoming events taking place across Polk County this month. Main Street Bartow's Friday Fest will be on August 17th at 6. The monthly Street Fest features live music, kids' activities, great food and drinks, and a classic car show. This event is free. The City of Lakeland will present Music on the Promenade, also on August 17th. This is a free concert featuring popular local artists Bryan Sutherland Trio and Billy Needs a Beard. The music series takes place at the Lake Mirror Amphitheater, which is between Hollis Garden and the Lake Mirror Center. The event is free to the public, and families are encouraged to attend, so bring a blanket and enjoy the lake setting with music under the stars. Also on August 17th, Haines City will host Movies in the Park at Lake Eva. Bring your lawn chairs, snacks, blankets, and the whole family. Pre-event activities will begin at 7 and the movie begins at dusk. Lakeland's Polk Theater will present To Rome with Love, starring Woody Allen, Alec Baldwin, Penelope Cruz, and Ellen Page on August 17th, 18th, and 19th. Tickets are available at the door. Adults are just $7 and students are $5. This movie is rated R. Join the Flying Tigers and the Lakeland Corvette Club on August 18th for the inaugural Tigertown Classic Car Show. Enjoy classic cars, live music, and more, and the Flying Tigers will take on the Dunedin Blue Jays. Festivities will begin at noon, and the first pitch is scheduled for 6. Raymond Theater in Frostproof presents Murder is Par for the Course on August 18th. This murder mystery dinner begins at 6:30, and tickets are just $30. Seats must be reserved in advance. Bach Tower Gardens presents E.T. as part of their Summer Flicks in the Garden movie series on August 18th. This is a great way for you and your family to enjoy a warm summer evening under the stars. Admission is just $5. Polk's Nature Discovery Center at Circle B Bar Reserve will host a Florida Trails hike on August 19th. Join a member of the local Florida Trails chapter for a guided tour of Alligator Alley, exploring the shaded trail with views of Lake Hancock. The tour begins at 9 a.m. The Polk Theater will present Moonrise Kingdom starring Edward Norton, Bruce Willis, and Bill Murray on August 24th, 25th, and 26th. Tickets are available at the door. Adults are $7 and students are $5. This movie is rated PG-13. Bring the entire family to Movies on the Lawn on August 24th in Bartow. Bring your blankets, lawn chairs, and insect repellent, and be sure to arrive before dark. The movie will be shown at the corner of Wilson Avenue and Main Street. Exploration 5 Children's Museum will host a birthday extravaganza on August 25th. The party will celebrate 21 years of hands-on learning at the museum and the opening of its newest exhibit, Go Green, which educates children and their families on the importance of recycling. The event will feature creative, hands-on activities designed to promote the recycling concept. Museum visitors attending the event are encouraged to wear green to add to the fun. Enjoy a historic Lake Mere walking tour on August 28th in downtown Lakeland. The story begins with the horse and buggy days, when people hitch their horses up at Munn Park while visiting downtown. The free tours are limited to the first 25 people, and reservations can be made through the Lake Mere rental office. Disney on Ice presents Rockin' Ever After at the Lakeland Center on August 31st and September 1st. Get ready to rock out with some of the most magical idols of all at a musical showcase that features the hottest tunes and talents from across the kingdom. Tickets begin at just $15 and can be purchased through the Lakeland Center box office. Well, folks, this has been a quick glance at all the exciting events taking place across Polk County this month. For details about these events and more, go to visitcentralflorida.org and centralfloridasports.com. Until next time, I'm Jessica Roberts from Polk County's Tourism and Sports Marketing Office. I look forward to seeing you at some of these great events.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our fourth segment of Sports Central. Hank Longo along with Neal Duncan, and fun show.
Fantastic
great guests.
show. Yeah, I want to thank some of our sponsors who made the show possible. The Ledger Media Group, Best Western Auburndale, Holiday Inn Lakeland North, Harry's Old Place, and Hampton Inn Lakeside Village. Some of the great sponsors that make tourism and sports marketing possible.
And if you like our Sports Central TV show, you can check us out on the radio, too.
Well, even if you don't, you can tune in WLKF 1430 every Thursday from 5 to 6.
There you go. Thank you very much. So anyhow, folks, we want to thank you. If you want to know more about what's going on in Central Florida, go to centralfloridasports.com, or you can call us at the headquarters at 551-4750. Just making sure I have that number right for you.
Or visit centralflorida.org for a list of events going on in the community.
Events going on as well. And come on up and visit us at Outpost 27 for all your attraction ticket needs. Great deal on Legoland tickets, by the way. And if you want to see more of this show, you can check us out at these times. Our next live show will be August 24th. If you would like to join us for that, we'd love to have you. And Hank Longo for Neal Duncan, thanks so much for joining you, and we'll see you again next time.